come to life.
It were to
Welcome to Brain's View. Today we talk immortality. Well, not exactly. But rather how I imagine that the first plausible age reversal treatments might look like. As healthy cells age, they accumulate damage as a result of a variety of internal processes and other stressors. Alongside that, every time a cell divides, the chromosome caps, known as telomeres, get truncated. Once these telomeres become truncated beyond a certain point, or the cell simply accumulates too much damage, it becomes senescent, unable to divide further. Yet it stays alive and functioning to some extent within whatever tissue it is part of. In the process of getting older, we naturally accumulate senescent cells in all different tissues that make up our bodies. While these cells serve some useful functions, it appears they tend to cause more harm than benefit. Tissue function degrades as the body is unable to replace dead cells. Senescent cells also release chemicals that can harm healthy cells around them, and they have been implicated in promoting tumor growth. It should come as no surprise then that when these dysfunctional cells get cleared out of a living organism, a range of age-related ailments seem to ease. This is exactly what experiments in mice have shown when scientists use chemical compounds to trigger apoptosis in the senescent cells. By triggering apoptosis, a sort of a natural self-destruct mechanism that cells possess, scientists are able to clear out a large percentage of senescent cells from a mice's system and obtain positive results such as restored fitness, fur density, organ function, and even able to increase their lifespan by about 20%. Now, that is certainly impressive, but not quite age reversal that I have in mind. So let's think of it as stage one of a multi-step process and take a look at another kind of cell. Enter adult stem cells. Stem cells are a type of cell that is still undifferentiated, meaning they haven't specialized to a specific function yet. Stem cells come in two primary varieties, embryonic and adult. An embryonic stem cell has the ability to morph into any type of cell in any tissue in the body. Adult stem cells, on the other hand, are tissue specific. Each tissue in the body has its own reserve of specific adult stem cells. The cells in that store can transition into any cell that is part of that tissue. They cannot, however, morph into the cells of other tissues. Pluripotent stem cells. Adult stem cells can, however, be coaxed into expressing their embryonic ability, thus becoming pluripotent, able to become any cell within any tissue in the body. Now, let us imagine a two-stage process. Stage one being the clearing of senescent cells in your body. This being done by some chemical compound that, when administered to you, causes senescent cells across your whole organism to self-destruct and clear out of your system. And guess what? There are scientists and pharmaceutical companies developing such compounds. They even have a name, phenolic drugs. Now, I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation, but moving on. By clearing out those dysfunctional cells, we're able to gain a host of benefits, as we mentioned earlier. However, we still lack the ability to fully repair all tissues since their stem cell niches have been depleted with age. And I'm sure you can already tell where we're headed with this. Stage two, we introduce pluripotent stem cells into your system. Ones that have been cloned from your very own adult stem cells. But not only have we modified them to express their embryonic ability, We have screened them for DNA damage and even repaired the damage and extended the telomere caps virtually, resetting the cell division clock. Those now young pluripotent stem cells are circulated in your system, possibly by infusion in the bloodstream or even site injections into the places where there is poor blood circulation. These newly cultured young stem cells repair the damaged tissues in your body, possibly even replenishing the specific stem cell niches that have been previously depleted within those tissues. Repeat this two-step process as many times as needed until all tissues are fully functional and back to 100% health. And voila! You have been granted youth yet again. Now, I'm sure there are countless hurdles and issues that are in the way or will pop up as one would attempt to implement such a process. My understanding of the science is quite naive and surface at best. It is simply one way I envision things going when it comes to that. Because after all, what the f do I know?